Have you ever gotten tired of waiting on a promise from God and decided to take matters into your own hands? That moment where faith meets frustration is a dangerous crossroads. After 10 long years of waiting on a direct promise from God for a child, one couple reached that breaking point. They tried to help God along, but rushing the promise didn't speed up the blessing. It birthed a problem that fractured their family for generations. This is the story of Abram and Sarai. God gave Abram a staggering promise: land, legacy, and descendants too numerous to count. He didn't just promise a child, he promised nations, kings, and a future that would shape history. But as the years dragged on, Sarai's womb stayed silent. And so did heaven. After a full decade of waiting, Sarai's hope wore thin. So she proposed a plan, one rooted in the customs of the time. Abram would have a child with her Egyptian servant, Hagar. It was a shortcut, and Abram agreed. At first, the plan seemed to work. Hagar conceived, but the momentary relief quickly turned to conflict. Scripture says Hagar began to despise Sarai. Sarai, in turn, didn't own her impatience. She blamed Abram. The very plan meant to build their family was tearing it apart. Hagar, once a servant, now carried the heir. But instead of honor, she found hostility. The household turned cold. Her pregnancy became a battleground. Sarai mistreated her so badly that Hagar did the only thing she could. She ran away into the wilderness. God met Hagar in her despair and promised to bless her son, Ishmael. But the family damage was done. 14 years later, God fulfilled his original promise on his own schedule. Sarah, at 90 years old, gave birth to Isaac. The birth of the promised child brought the simmering conflict to a full boil. Eventually, Hagar and Ishmael were cast out for good. The family was broken, and though Ishmael would become a great nation, the fracture between brothers would echo through generations. A legacy born not of promise, but of impatience. This story is a warning. Impatience is a fruit of doubt. When we create a plan B because we doubt God's plan A, we invite chaos and pain. But the waiting period is never wasted. It's where faith is refined. Even in failure, God didn't abandon his plan. And he didn't abandon those who were hurt by it. His grace is big enough to cover our impatience, but our shortcuts often leave a legacy of pain. When are you waiting on a promise from God? Are you tempted to rush ahead and create your own solution? Let us know in the comments one area where you're choosing to trust God's timing. If this story encouraged you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Don't rush the promise and birth a problem. The path to God's blessing isn't a sprint. It's a journey of faith. The waiting isn't punishment. It's preparation. Trust his plan. Trust his timing. What he promises, he will perform.
You can't rush heaven, son. You'll just end up raising a storm you weren't built to carry.